Welcome back to what will presumably be the final episode of developer commentary of Nova Arcana with renderXR. We are back here at the monument. What are we going to do next, Render?
We're gonna open the secret door
I
to all
was
the hopes and dreams.
I was really pumped about the secret door because I did early on in the map like wonder if there were going to be enough areas to have enough emeralds, or if one of the emeralds was hidden here in the monument, or if there was something behind there. And I even like tried breaking the glowstone or shroomite lamps or whatever to see if there was something behind there, and kind of was disappointed that there wasn't. And so putting the last one in was a great moment for me.
hmm This was really one of those. Do you want to do the honors?
Okay, I'll need inventory space in order to pick those things up, and so now they're gone forever.
Oh, there's another one.
All right,
Another 64.
another 64.
I have many in my back pocket.
All right, Emerald 27. Zing. This effect looks really cool.
hmm
Is
So it's
it? How do you do it?
armor stands with falling blocks riding them, so they go smoothly,
Okay,
and then they just teleported down until at the precisely the right timing. I actually put blocks there.
got it. It looked really good. And also
They're
the
just
noise is like a good kind of like stone sliding noise, but what noise is that?
That's a grindstone getting
Oh, that's why I'm not familiar
getting
with it. Okay.
ground. And
Okay.
then it's a wither spawning noise or wither killing noise when the door's completely
Right.
opened.
Okay.
The idea for the door that came from Q Magnet, or at least he helped me with it.
I see.
So yeah, because at first it was just a basically a block going just blocks opening,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just chick 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 chick, but that block kind of didn't feel as satisfying as this.
I see. Yeah, this was super satisfying. Um, and then you've used this kind of can't think of what this is called, black concrete or whatever,
Concrete.
um, to good effect in the past in terms of just creating like this weird perspective because just like all the light falls in, and so all of a sudden it's just like this. This is it a tunnel? What am I looking at? Oh yeah, there's something
Yeah,
out here.
this is kind of inspired by the ending of Half-Life 2, where you meet the G-Man and he kind of walks into this just because you're basically just in a black void, and then he just walks through just this very bright white door, which is the only light source, and then this is kind of the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a doorway with light at the end, but you don't know like where you're walking in.
Right. And
And
yeah,
then there's a
like
smooth gradient on the floor, like
yep.
the light is
And it
kind
looks
of
really good, yeah, from
peeking
the end
in.
of the hallway walking towards it.
hmm
So yeah, before we even go in
Mm.
here, like, I mean, we can go ahead and go in here, but I don't remember you doing any kind of like Easter eggy bonus stuff at the end of previous maps. Am I misremembering, or is this the first one that you've done this for?
That's correct. I really felt like I needed to do something like that for getting all the emeralds because there never really was like something for completing all the emeralds,
Right. So
and
yeah, I wasn't sure at the
it's just a good
beginning if
feeling.
I was gonna go after them, and I'm glad that I ended up doing it because this was totally worth it just to come here and see. So it felt very rewarding.
Exactly, that's what I wanted to make people actually kind of enjoy finding them and not being like, "Oh, nice, I got emeralds. What now?" Because that yeah, that previously did happen. So yeah, it's just a little dev room Easter eggy kind of thing with just a map of the whole map.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of see the how big intersection 4 is in comparison to like intersection 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess two and three are kind of overlapping, and intersection one is here, and then intersection four is basically like another half of the map.
hmm The I really want to make intersection 4 feel different from the rest, so it really feels like you're going into something different.
Yep, it worked.
And then the fact that there were so many areas in this map that I could basically put one emerald in each area.
Yeah, that was really cool. It made it like I've seen other maps. I guess maybe Myriad Caves was one example, so even of yours, but I think of other people's as well. It's like there's a sign at the beginning of each area that says there's 2 emeralds in here, um, or something like that. And so just like having at the monument saying every area has 1 emerald or whatever, and just made it pretty simple and satisfying. I guess there was one exception, which was the kind of hallway spider area in here. No, that one had an emerald. It
Oh
didn't have.
yeah,
It didn't have a record in that
it
area,
didn't
right?
have a disc
Right.
exactly.
That was the only one that was kind of an exception, but it was just kind of like a short transition area.
I could have put another disc in the map and just put it at the end of the hallway, even though it was a really short area.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, there is another disc in the map.
There's a secret one. So
Moving
moving
on.
on. But where do you get it, Brian? Do you know?
From this man, this handsome guy in the toilet.
Who's that? Is this
He appears to be on my end now, like carrying carpet. Oh, it's brown carpet because it's a toilet
this brown
paper.
carpet?
Got it.
Uh-huh.
And then he holds up the disc. Got it.
Is this a kind of a homage to Diversity Free, which I worked on with
Okay.
Q Magnet as well, and some other people. And yeah, that's a pretty big CTM map with a lot of different aspects of puzzle and survival and combat.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of really wanted to, um, for people who played that map, they could kind of get a little extra joke in here as well.
Got it.
I kind of like the idea of also having more kind of cutscene based stuff, kind of like this
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in future maps.
Yeah, I've been seeing more people doing it more uh, in recent maps, and some of it's just kind of like the power of command stuff and functions and different things, and kind of like the technology evolving and
Oh,
people
there's
getting more
so much
ambitious,
possible with commands.
right?
There's a map got recently released called Divinity's End, and that map has a ridiculous amount of tech like behind it.
Mm,
So it's crazy what you can do nowadays with commands.
right. But yeah, this was simple and fun, but at the same time, it felt really special because it was at the end of the map, and there wasn't really other stuff along these lines in the map, and so it was kind of cool bonus stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing you got here.
It's no small feat in the slightest. Thank you so much for playing my map. Means a lot to me.
Hooray! Well, thank you so much for making the map.
Yay.
And I'm not sure if I enjoyed it as much as you enjoyed making all the traps, but
And then I made sure he also said like you can leave now because
right, that's
peop
important. I can imagine through playtesting or whatever, like the people, because the text is slowly kind of scrolling by, or like standing around here and deciding if anything else is going to happen.
hmm And it's basically just a armor stand, always looking at the nearest player, and then there's a once you enter the room, so basically you step through this door,
Mm-hmm.
there's just a scoreboard kind of counting up every tick, and then every so often it basically tests for a certain um, value of that tick
Mm-hmm.
or of that scoreboard, and then executes the lines and changes the what the thing is holding.
I see.
Good job. Then let us put in the final record.
Zoop.
Zoom. So, There's also a little pet blaze. I did this in survival once, where I just got a blaze from the nether and carried him through my portal and put him in like a terrarium,
I see.
and then let him flare. So I just figured I would put that in here to fill some space. I don't remember. Did you pull all of these levers as well? Or...
I did pull some of them. I might have pulled all of them. Spawn creeper did actually spawn the creeper, I remember. I need to turn my music down. Hold on.
It's too loud, I know.
Okay. So yeah, but I guess the creeper like has a 0 explosion radius or whatever kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Same as the charged creepers from earlier, yeah.
And I think one other level did something.
It might have if you fantasize long enough about it.
I see. Maybe it was just that one. All right.
Only if you want to. And then he has some elytras or elytras, or kind of just flying around and spectating the map.
Yep.
And with which you can find the secret bonus dungeon.
There's a secret bonus dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see or find the secret bonus dungeon, and I was aware.
My door!
It's gone forever now. I was aware of, someone else going and playing it in their playthrough, but I didn't watch that episode, so this will all be new to me.
Mm-hmm. Then let us go over to the 4th intersection.
All right.
Zoop. And so yeah, this big world painter cave that the whole 4th intersection is in is about 1,000 by 1,000 blocks.
Okay.
And we're basically now in the southeastern kind of corner. And from where you come into this big cave at the start of the Lonely Dark,
right,
you're kind of almost in the southwestern corner.
Okay.
And so there are basically 2 corners that are left unexplored. So yeah, I guess let us go to the northwestern corner, which is where the actual bonus dungeon is.
Okay, I'm following you. So yeah, there was all this void space. Like I did see that there were still like some islands out here, and I was like, I wonder if there's anything out there, but probably not.
Yeah, but the answer is yes.
You have to really travel though.
I basically have to also design maps with people who played it on stupid render distances, like 32.
Right.
Which is like 500 blocks, so...
All right. So it's like a runway.
This is where there's so like a landing runway for people with elytra.
I see.
You have a creeper with like those lights, kind of signaling on where to land.
So I see a lava curtain, and then there's like a little break at the top that... It looks like there's some structure here. Oh, I see now. It's just like a... Okay.
Yeah, it's more of a decorational lava curtain.
Got it. Oh! This is cool looking with the lava like halfway in a dripping state, so they're barrier blocks, or it just hasn't been updated?
Yeah, it just hasn't been updated.
I see.
I basically first let them all flow, and then once they were at a certain level, I literally quit the game and made them static with MC Edit.
I see.
That's how I got this cool pattern here.
It's a giant bedrock castle.
I felt there were so many areas in this map already that I had to cut one of them out because this map was just too big, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
so it wouldn't just drag along.
And so is this kind of like a candidate for intersection 4 or something? Like where is this going to be in terms of difficulty and how polished is
Yeah,
it?
they
And
did. This was going to be an intersection 4, yeah.
okay.
So it was going to be one of the later areas in the map. And the actual gameplay itself isn't super special either. It's just general kind of castle assault with lots of running around and lots of mobs.
I see. I like kind of the open courtyard, kind of in the interior of the castle here. It feels kind of like the cathedral, but less boxed in.
Mm-hmm. This
Although,
is also
wow, I
one
just
of
turned
the
off my night vision, and so yeah, it's a pretty dark place kind of coming in. Although you got the redstone torches kind of highlighting the turrets of the walls.
yeah, once you actually, if you have no night vision like from above or from the start, you can kind of see that all the towers are highlighted with redstone torches.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, open is a pretty open playing field. And then the objective would have been like in this big central castle bit right here.
Okay.
So yeah, this was also before I really started thinking about that people could use water and stuff to kind of crawl through bedrock.
I see. Right.
So yeah, you would first have to go up, and then you would later have to go down again. So yeah, I felt like this area was just basically the candidate with the most simple design, so I felt that this was the one that had to be cut.
I see.
And then this would have been the objective, which I just put a dragon egg for now.
I see.
Yeah. That's basically
And
just going on here.
yeah, was there any like, I guess in terms of the way that you make the map, I guess there isn't bonus loot on the outside because since it didn't actually fit into the area, like you didn't place loot kind of stuff. There's a lot of spawners on the outside. What are these?
Yeah, there are a lot of spawners around. I actually did put loot around.
Okay.
I actually nerfed all of the end game areas by quite a bit, and I never touched this area because I didn't, have to play test this one.
Right. I see.
But yeah, there are loot chests around as well, so it is all like playable.
I see. Man, you'd get a lot of experience breaking all the spawners here, just like running down the top of one of these bridges around the castle kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those skeletons were basically designed to kind of fall down as you take on the towers that are right under it.
I see. So be down here and maybe falling on your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
that's
so,
pretty much
yeah. So you chose to put it in this map as opposed to, like, I imagine you do have, like, other areas that you made at some point or whatever, and just, like, have saved off in a world somewhere if you want to reuse it at some point in the future because you didn't find somewhere to fit it in the map.
Yeah, but I never had them like this where they were already kind of built in the map itself. If that makes sense. It's more like whole scrap maps that
I see.
feel like didn't actually go anywhere.
Okay.
Well, not of course entire like scrap maps, more like partly made maps that I realized that just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, probably a lot of people like realize it or whatever, but I think in general, I mean, as you know, I'm making video content creation, but I feel like in general with content creation, like there's always a bunch of scrap that ends up being, trash or just lands on the floor or whatever that never gets out the door. Just
Yeah.
because you have both your own quality standards and also like sometimes you try out ideas and they just don't work out the way that you thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
I was going and scheduling some YouTube videos actually earlier today. And yeah, like seeing, oh, I have like half of a series of a game that I played that I decided wasn't very good and that I never actually published. Um, yeah, there's always stuff on the cutting room floor.
Mm-hmm. I have that as well. I have
Um,
some. I basically make like if I had, I like have half the maps that I have of just scrap stuff basically.
I
So
see.
if I of all the maps that I have, I basically half that, and then that is basically all the scrap stuff that I've made over
I
the
see. You've made a lot of
years.
stuff because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you put out a lot of, large in-depth maps. So high
Yeah.
productivity, regardless.
Well, I mean that is really what it is. If you wanna kind of make big projects, you have to kind of keep putting time in it,
Right, right,
and you have to keep going. And quite a lot of stuff will fall out of the boat, and that doesn't mean it's wasted time. It's just that you've learned from it.
right. And so on your previous maps, did you ever have a situation like this where you decided, the map was too big or you had an area that didn't fit in that then just got dropped on the floor? Like, why did you choose to leave this just kind of like hidden over in the corner of this
Mm,
one?
I think on my very first map, I had actually some scrap stuff as well,
I see.
but I never put that in that map.
Okay,
Um, that actually kind of like took it out.
I see. Yeah, Goliath was also a very big map, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, so the idea was that you would get the final emerald in a different dungeon that was basically like your final dungeon, and it felt a bit too extreme, even though that whole map was extreme.
Right, yeah. Um, yeah, I see.
Hmm.
And other than, uh, I don't know, hearing about it from other players who'd finished the map and flown around, or like how many people have you actually seen play this area and how many people discover it and how they discover it?
In the CTM Discord, I've
Mm-hmm.
seen some people find it on their own, and then a lot of people knew after it's because of those messages,
Right.
basically.
I see.
So I think I've seen like two people in that Discord, and then some others outside who found it.
Yeah. It
So
was,
yeah, people do find it.
yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. I feel like I don't know if it was always this way. I feel like nowadays the CTM community, which I don't know that I even consider myself a part of necessarily or whatever, but like
Hmm.
it seems like it's kind of a tight knit group of folks, and a lot of people who are playing the role of both map creators as well as map players. Um,
Yeah,
and
that's
so
definitely what's happening.
as a result, like if you are a map creator, I feel like you're more likely to, load up the map in another tool or go flying around in spectator mode just because you want to poke at, how the map maker did X, Y, and Z or take a closer look at things. And so that makes people in that community perhaps more likely to find this kind of stuff.
That's very true. I don't know how many like actual players kind of fly around in spectator mode, looking literally everywhere.
Right, right.
So there is something in the northeastern corner as well. So this is the northwestern corner.
Okay.
So if I quickly fly to it, you first get above the lava.
You went above, I went through.
Mm-hmm. And then fly through the emptiness. Are you going quicker than I am? Or
I'm sprint flying. That's all I'm doing.
oh, I guess I wasn't sprint flying, huh? It's actually hard to notice if you're sprint flying or not.
Yeah, without a reference point. When you're just
Yeah.
hovering over the void here, it's hard to tell.
Oh yeah, so how I made the cave as well is I basically in wall painter I got kind of lazy. So I kind of mirrored over only half. I kind of mirrored the cave over. So this big pillar that you see here is the big pillar kind of close to the cathedral where the netherite is hidden in the ceiling.
Okay.
So yeah, that's maybe an interesting fact. It should be somewhere. Let me quickly find it. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Oh, I found it.
All right, I'm going to
Here
teleport
it
to you.
is.
Oh, of course.
There's the big taco.
There's a taco because you love the tacos. It looks like it's got
Spend a
all
bit.
the exciting fixins. That's good.
Spend a bit too much time making this one. It's kind of like smoothed out and stuff.
I see. But there isn't a chicken with a top hat.
Nope. That gag came in kind of a bit later, I guess.
I see. And so this is just in some
Yeah.
random spot in the void, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
In case people fly around and find it.
All right.
And then be weirded out by my sense of humor. I kind of enjoy one of those like really elaborate kind of shit posts that like have way too much stuff going into it for it to be actually worth it. So like high effort but like low reward
Right.
stuff.
Well, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
It's
End
a
of the
taco.
world of a giant taco.
That's right. Does make me think a
It's
little bit of Terror Taco. I guess was
oh
the
yeah, that
title
one
of
from
Zisto's episode. I don't
Legendary.
remember if that was the name of the area in Legendary or not. Yeah.
I think it was called just tacos. The area
Yeah, I
itself,
think it
but
might
yeah.
have just been called tacos. Yeah.
Everybody loves tacos.
They're very delicious.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it was totally worth flying out here to see
Mm-hmm.
the taco. Do you have, with all the little silly Easter egg kind of stuff that you put in this and like secret rooms and chickens and things, like you could make a map. I mean, it wouldn't have to be a map. It would just be like, like cut and pasting like all these different things and like having a museum of Easter eggs or something. Because it
Oh,
feels
that
like
could
there's
be a
been a
cool
lot.
idea. Yeah. Well, that could be cool for like a brown wool area.
Oh yeah, that's a way you could reuse it in some other thing. Yeah, just be could have like little plaques, little signs in front of them. It's like, you know, Calamity Canyon in this section or whatever.
2017 Myriad
Or
Caves.
right, exactly. Yeah, and then add a little bit of spawners and gameplay to the Museum of Easter eggs or something. That could be fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should make that a dungeon, like a big dinner table with like tacos and stuff. And then
The giant
you,
chickens could be sitting at the dinner table ready to eat.
yeah, and you have to basically navigate all the food that's on the table, and that's basically the whole terrain of the area. uh, all the silliness aside, shall we get back
Yeah,
to
I
the
don't know if you
monument
have
again?
like an easy teleport to get there. To get there
No, I
faster.
can quickly go to it.
All right. I will
The
teleport to you when you're
spectator
there
mode.
while I admire the
Oh,
taco
there's
for a few more seconds. Complete the
some
dinner. It's a
cheap.
new genre rather
Complete
than
the
complete the
dinner.
monument.
Oh,
That's very good. That's for my chat.
that's a good idea. Bart, you are a genius. Okay, I'm back at the monument.
All right. And now I am too. Did you think about hiding anything like in the ceiling or like some special stuff here in the? I guess you did hide the.
There's only the mossy block, I think.
Okay,
Yeah, there's only the mossy block, and there's some money on top of the two roofs of the temple and the railway station.
I see.
But yeah, nothing else.
All right. Well, I guess this time we actually have finished the map.
Mm-hmm. I think we went through literally everything in the map, which is a surprise.
I mean, it took
Since the map is
us.
big.
It took us a lot.
Many, many hours.
I'm gonna. It was not as many episodes as playing the map. I have not worked out the math of how many episodes I actually had on YouTube because I just have them with, like Stream 7, Part 3, or whatever. Um, but yeah, it was still a lot. Like, I was surprised how long running this turned out to be. And I shouldn't be surprised because it's funny because I'm watching other people playing render map or whatever, and like they come into an area and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this area is huge." And I feel like that's just kind of like redundant when you're playing a render map. It's like, well, of course it is.
Yeah,
Render's crazy, man.
that's kind of funnily enough because I wanted areas to be smaller in this one so
I
you
see.
get
I mean,
records
you
quicker and
definitely. I mean, from the dev room, like it was very tightly wound. It had that. I guess Calamity Canyon did have a much smaller footprint, probably. Um,
yeah, that map definitely is the smallest one I have.
right, but it had that kind of feel, just on a grander scale, in terms of the areas kind of like being together, but having kind of more open space to where you could stand back and, have awe-inspiring views of different areas, because they were a little bit
Mm,
bigger. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, it was good, and
I, I think I think the perfect map length is actually Calamity Canyon's length because it just keeps players like for the right amount of time.
uh-huh.
Because the shorter you make a map, the more people will complete it.
Mm-hmm.
And Calamity Canyon still felt like it had like a proper kind of like progression curve to it.
Right. I think it was
So yeah,
11 main objectives in that map.
yeah, that like and the final dungeon was so big I put two objectives in it.
Right. Right.
But my issue is always that I tend to go overboard as I make maps. I'm gonna start with 16 objectives. Oh, oops, it's 18 now, plus like a bonus hidden one.
Right.
So yeah.
Um, but yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect coming in, and yeah, I know you were worried in terms of my preferences for length that it was going to drag, but I really didn't feel until like the last couple of
Yeah,
areas that it was going to drag, and I think that was testament to the quality and the diversity for the most part. Um, that it played really well.
it's good to hear.
So if you cut. I don't know, the fundaments and the domes of doom maybe might have been my least two favorite areas. If you get those two out, then it might have been even more perfect for me, if not for everyone else. Because I know there was someone in my chat who really liked the fundaments a lot. Polarizing
Yeah,
area.
I actually probably would have cut out the nether area because that one
Oh yeah, I
is a
didn't.
bit
Yeah,
weird.
I kind of sampled that one rather than did that one because like I skipped huge swaths of that area. So
Yeah, the that area is pretty big, also for what it is.
right,
And it plays a bit weirdly, but yeah, it's all part of the joke of that area.
right. Well, yeah, the northeast area of intersection 4 is pretty big for the one taco that's inside of it too. So,
Hmm.
uh, but yeah, like you said, we kind of covered it all. Like, I don't know, are there any final thoughts? Do you want to talk at all about anything that's happening in the future? Like, um,
Mm, for people who are waiting for Untold Stories 8, it will be happening sooner than later. We're actually kind of testing the map and basically getting it ready for launch. So
neat. That's
that
good.
will be soonish. And I'm working on the map after that already as well.
Indeed.
But yeah, you can kind of follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/renderXR. for
You can see the
progressive
spelling of
HTML.
it right here.
Hmm. I was about to look up and be like, huh? Where?
I can't see my own name tag. What's going
There it
on?
is.
But yeah, is Twitter like the best place for people just to like keep up with when your maps come out?
Yeah, I'm thinking of setting up a website as well and having like a little kind of news feed on there at least
Hmm.
to kind of keep people updated because I know a lot of people avoid Twitter because Twitter's just a kind of toxic political community around it.
Uh-huh.
Twitter has changed. But yeah, that's a different discussion. I'm kind of trying to find basically ground to post my maps on
Right.
and give updates on.
Yeah, I know
But that's
with yeah, there's I guess there's two aspects like there's having kind of a community kind of like forum kind of aspect in terms of like hosting maps and different things, and then there's the actual, you know, storage in the sky where people can easily go and download things, and those things tend to come and go. Like I know recently, Minecraft Bingo, like I don't really keep up and maintain anymore, but the site that I had put it on for hosting is kind of gone down, and some other people have started rehosting that map. And but yeah, it's tough, and like the CTM community in general or whatever, I guess most for the most part, I guess just hangs out in a Discord now.
yeah, and as much as I like the Discord, a Discord server is so it's not accessible via a web browser or anything. So it's like
Right.
you need to click many things to get into it.
And
And I
yeah,
would like
Discord,
something that
like,
I you can just Google renderXR CTM maps, boom, you have my website,
right.
and you can also click on an
Yeah.
update thing.
Yeah, that's definitely necessary. Like, I use Discord on maybe not a daily basis, but like on a weekly basis or something these
Mhm.
days, and I'm familiar with it. But like, um,
It's not open like the web.
it's not friendly software. Like, if I showed it to my mom, like this is maybe not the best example because my mom is probably not going to be
Yeah,
playing Minecraft CTN map anyway. Like, everything about the software is like in jokes
there's too much
for hip
information.
youngsters or whatever, as opposed to being like professional software. So I'm surprised it works as well as it does. I
Yeah, and
guess it's all
also
just network effects.
I remember when I used Discord for the first time, there's just so much going on the screen at once.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it has a bit of a learning curve for a program.
yeah.
But yeah.
Um, so yeah, all right. So definitely follow Render on Twitter at renderXR to keep up with what's going
Hmm.
on and find out when the next map comes out and all that kind of stuff.
And I will also occasionally stream on twitch.tv/renderxr.
I see. How clever of you to have the same name on Twitch as other places.
Really? Hmm. Maybe if only I had a YouTube account named renderxr as well.
I have most of my branding good, but on Twitch I'm Lorgon, and everywhere else I'm Lorgon 111. But oh well.
Was your like the username taken or?
I think it is. Um, and yeah, it's. I would prefer it to be different, but not enough to try to do anything about it, kind of thing. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wish I could have renderxr as an email, but I couldn't.
I see.
So
Um,
because that one was taken.
yeah. All right. But yeah, I had a long list of notes, and I think we got through most of it as we went through the map. And I was happy
Hmm.
to see a number of the updates that you made in the map, and um, yeah, hope a bunch more people eventually come around and play it because it was a good map.
Thank you. I'm really happy that we did this because I got to kind of talk about my thoughts and
Yeah, that's something
also
that I
get
feel
the
like sometimes you're able to communicate things like that, but there's, you know, lots of things that go into like just the design and the intentions, and then also sometimes the implementation in terms of using command blocks and different things, or some of the traps that are just,
Mhm.
you know, made out of normal redstone that you won't get anywhere else. And also, it's just fun to not be under the pressure of playing the map, but still experience the map. So flying through in creative mode to just get a chance to talk about it after the fact is fun for me too.
Yeah, I could do like solo commentaries as well, but there's something really about kind of you asking certain questions and kind of bouncing ideas around that really makes this so much better.
Yeah, there've been a
Even if
few kind of
you're
like
person.
random as we've just been discussing random things. All of a sudden, like have like an idea or whatever that you're like, oh, let me write this down. I might be able to use that in the future. So that's
Hmm.
yeah, also fun serendipity from the kind of just natural back and forth and interview style.
Yeah, yeah, that's also why I kind of enjoy the streaming aspect more of than recording. Because I tried recording as well, but it's just so hard to keep up a monologue, I guess, for so long without anybody to
Right.
talk to. Well.
Yeah, that takes practice. And yeah, definitely for something like this, yeah, there's been feedback in the chat on a number of the streams where people have asked questions or had some interesting comments or things to possibly
Hmm.
lead to some other ideas. So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing this as well.
And yeah, I didn't really think about planning at all for the ending, so I don't know how to end it really.
I don't either. Shall we blow it all up with TNT?
I see. That's always classic.
Uh,
Pick the thing you
hold on.
want to explode the most, and let's give the folks a big boom.
Okay, let's go. Let me quickly set this up.
All right. I presume it's going to be Candlelit Castle because that's where I saw you flying.
Yeah, Candlelit Castle is
All
gonna
right.
go goodbye. It might go pretty quick as well.
Okay. Yeah, I know when there's
There
yeah
is
large
just
amounts of
lava.
TNT sometimes. Um, yeah, you get a few frames and then all of a sudden there's like a screen wipe and then there's nothing there.
Okay, I'm gonna make the size a bit smaller because apparently my size is too big.
Oh dear. Like too big for a
Oh,
replace command?
yeah.
Is that what you're typing? Oh my goodness.
Okay, let me actually make it a bit more
I mean, we had
moderate.
the creeper explosion that blew me up in the Domes of Doom was only probably like on the order of 5 by 5 by 5 or something, and it still blew that to smithereens. So,
Yeah, so let's tone it down a little bit. So there's 400 TNT blocks.
all right.
Okay, I'm setting it up now. Ah! I don't know if you saw the
I
explosion.
saw some of it. It was kind of lower down than I thought it was going to be. Kind of blew
Yeah,
up
it
the
was mainly on the
interior.
inside.
It did a good job on this kind of central hallway, though.
Mm-hmm. I can blow up the this little section. I can blow up the top of the tower as well, I guess.
I have to fly back outside so I can see. Yeah, the tower top will be good. This could be the finale.
Oh, it's like slowly starting up.
Oh, wow.
Portal went. The last hurrah to Nova Arcana.
Indeed. All right. Thanks for everybody who watched. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out Render again in the future by following him on Twitter. And we will see you whenever we see you.
Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Hope everybody's having a great day and enjoyed the whole thing.